Hey guys, it's Rob Sacchetto, and we're going to be doing a little tutorial today. I'm going to show you how to draw my mutant zombie hell dead flesh creatures. A lot of people have been asking me how to do these, and you know what? This is basically it. It's very simple, yet they're like super detailed things. But yeah, I don't know if you can see. I've got this sheet here on the light table, and underneath is basically just a sketch. Super rough. Like, I do about 10 or 11 of these sitting on the couch, basically watching a movie, and I'll just really whip these down like super fast, like within, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe or less. I've never really, sort of counted at the time, but it's the sketch that basically creates the template that I use for each one of these, and they're always all different, of course, because the secret behind doing these things is that I kind of ad-lib everything. So I might use a bit of the basis to draw some of the stuff, but I just create this thing as I go, and yeah, it is a complete like ad-lib type process. Anything can happen at any time, really. It depends on how I'm feeling, what I'm thinking about, what kind of mood I'm in almost, because these things aren't really done for a specific reason other than, everything going to my Zombie Daily page, which I update every day. So, but other than that, I'm not doing these for, I don't do these for, for money or for a business, or anything like that. So I just do these as I go, and sometimes, I could go, well, that part looks like a spine, or that part looks like a head, or that part looks like, a tentacle, so I might, just cater it to that thing. But as you can see, I'm just sort of I'm kind of using the sketch as a template, or a guide. But other than that, it is a complete ad-lib sort of thing. And okay, I'm going to make this an eye because, it's in a round socket. So there's that. And, I might put that might be sort of a tentacle hole or something. But these are supposed to be sort of like disturbingly gross, and kind of slimy and flesh, like fleshy and things like that. So I kind of do that, kind of keep that in mind when I'm rendering these things, and it's all it's all line work, man. That might look like a part of a zombie, rotted nose or something, and then another eye socket there, Yeah, man, I'm really ad-libbing all this stuff as I go. And it's fun. It's kind of relaxing, actually, So just, I always start every drawing off, I think, regardless, with a rough, of course. And, use the light table to, work it out. And, maybe even, create a better composition. Usually my compositions are pretty good because, I've done so many, comic book things and stuff like that, it's not like my compositions are going to be really wonky or anything like that. My compositions are usually pretty tight. And I mean, you know what? I'm only saying that because that comes with having done it a million times, and placement on the page, and how something is placed on a page and things like that. But the rough is where you do basically all your work, and then you do your more fun work, your more confident work, like ink lines and things like that. When you're after you've sort of transferred it to a better paper, a better board or whatever, after you've worked out all your any problems that you might have with details or like I said, composition or anything like that. So yeah, like I'm just having a great time just doing this. And like, oh, you know what? I might put teeth in that part and then, make that a jaw, make this like, I don't know, it looks like some kind of weird, like a spinal column, but with a face in it. Yeah, so there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. And then after all this sort of like line work is done, I'll really go in and sort of define everything. Like I'll put holding lines where they need to be to sort of accentuate areas, make them like, come to the forefront a little more, and other parts recede. But like I'm just having a grand old time creating this sort of fun, weird, like really detailed and gross sort of, and this is just one sort of appendage on this giant creature. So, I mean, you could tell after, these are done, they're pretty impressive. Like they're, only because, it's not because I'm doing it necessarily, it's because just the scope of it and all the detail fitting on this, 11 by 17 page. If anyone was almost doing this much detail, it would be, pretty impressive because it looks like you're really putting a lot of effort in and a lot of work and a lot of time into something, and you are, But this is like how I do it, and a lot of people have asked like how I do these things, because they're not in the can, like they're not predetermined. The only predetermination is basically the sketch, which, like I'm telling you, that is so ad-lib too. When I'm sitting watching a movie, I think I did the first batch of them. I think I did like 11 of them one night watching Predator, and came up with 11 different weird, dead flesh zombie mutant hell zombies, and that was cool. And then I went in and embellished them all and stuff like that. So that first batch was great. Everyone really digs that first batch. I really love that first batch. This is a little bit of a departure from that. It's just a little bit different. Like the process is pretty much the same, but I think I ended up using like watercolor paper for that. I might have, and this I'm just using straight Bristol board. So yeah, this is just regular old Bristol board, 11 by 17 Bristol board. This is what I kind of do comics on. So because it's very nice and slick, and it doesn't ruin your pen nib too much. So see, I'm drawing these like little hanging weird ball sack things, and they're pretty gross. Maybe put an eye in there. Yeah, like I'm just like, this is almost a relaxing thing. I don't put too much pressure on myself to create like a thing that is necessary for something. It's just for me, it's a fun, relaxing exercise. I really dig doing these guys. And I mean, yeah, and you can do the same thing too. Like you guys can, do this, have the same process anyway, and kind of, sketch your thing out. Use a light table. Light tables are cheap, man. Light tables you can get for like, I think $50 from most art supply stores, like the smaller ones. This is a big one. Somebody actually gave this to me. They were getting rid of it. They gave it to me. I was incredibly grateful for that. Because as an artist, sometimes you po. Yeah. So when somebody donates something, it is of the highest. To me, it's one of the best, nicest, most wonderful things ever, and I really appreciate things like that. I will take any form of donation of any kind whatsoever. You know, comics, art supplies, you name it, man. Like I use comics for reference all the time. You know, of course, I've got tons of reference books, which I love. I love having books. You know, I just love having reference material. You know, it's the best, man. Like it's the best when you can, you know, obviously the internet's is like an incredible resource for sure, but like having books and hard copies of stuff is always fun. I've got this weird memory where I kind of know where everything is, like, and you know what's in what book and things. So yeah, like I you know, but that's me. I've just got that weird artist sort of. I don't even know what you call it. It's just one of those. It's not a photographic memory. It's just one of those things where. And you know what I think it is? I think it's just because I love it. That's why. I mean, I don't remember math things because I don't love math things. I remember, you know, movie stuff and comic stuff because I love that stuff. So that's why I remember it. I don't think there's anything really special about it. Yeah, you know, so. You know, some people go, how do you remember that stuff? Or, you know, how do you do that? Like, you know, and I'm like, I don't know. I love it. That's why you tend to remember things and have like incredible stamina for the things you love. You know, so yeah, I think that's really the answer. So at the end of this weird appendage here is a bunch of teeth. You know, I'm just going like I'm just basically there's like veiny protrusions here. You can take a guess at what they are. You know. It's like you know, it's like I'm in Superbad or something, drawing like, you know, penis monsters and stuff like that. But yeah, they're in there, man. Like, you know, they're in there. It's not Freudian. It's just, you know, what's sort of like gross and weird misplacement on objects. Like I call these things hell creatures because, you know, I look at hell as a sort of, you know, deformation of, you know, normal things like bastardization or like deforming the natural order of things. Like that's part of what I think, you know, if I'm gonna create a hell, that's kind of what it includes in terms of, you know, what it looks like, or the denizens of hell. Like it's a deformation of, you know, quote, God's creation, or, you know, the natural order of things. So that's kind of how I go about doing these things too, in a way, because like you know, it's like a, you know, deforming, like something, creating something that shouldn't exist, that doesn't even have like a real, it couldn't exist. You know, it couldn't exist. It has no purpose. Like it's a purposeless creature. Like it you know, like all these things, like don't do anything. All these appendages like just destroy and just annihilate, and, you know, just create disease and pus and poison and, you know, horrible things. So that's kind of how I look at it in terms of like, you know, creating these specific creatures. I always have like this, and I always keep saying this, man, like, you know, always have a backstory for every character that you create, man, and it's going to help you. It's really going to help you, you know, realize that character or creature or whatever it is that you're doing so much more when you give it a purpose, like, you know, an idea. There's an idea behind it. You know, it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm just drawing this thing and that's it. Like if it has a purpose, or if it has a backstory, where does it come from? Why does it exist? You know, then you can draw it with more confidence, you know. So there's that. Like that's, you know, just a part of it. I just drew right now in the last literally 15 minutes. I didn't do much. There's probably a few more hours involved in doing this, but let me show you. I'll just take you. I'll just take you over here, and here's one that has more, that's a little more detailed that I'm working on. I'm actually putting in the like more like the darker areas to give everything more contrast, so you can actually see the levels of it. So yeah, you know, this is one of, I don't know, maybe 10 that I'm doing. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this this little tutorial. I am going to put the Patreon information in the description below, so you can check out. This eventually will be on there. All of these will be on there on my Patreon page. Please help me support it, guys. Even $1 a month, it would be awesome. I'd be over the moon if you did that. It would really mean a lot. I hope you enjoyed this this little tutorial, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys again soon. I want to do some more of these tutorials. Maybe do actually more advanced, advanced tutorials, and show you some things, with a bit more detail. These are kind of ad-lib too. So I'm gonna let you go for now. And this has been a Robcast Revenge of the Nerd podcast. And here's the signage for that. Gotta put that in there. Robcast Revenge of the Nerd podcast. And I will see you guys again real soon. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you soon.